out here. All right. Okay. Just to prove to the grandkids I'm just not a crazy old man who talks in the mirror. All right. Okay, getting a little confused there. All right. God, it is so good to be back here. And like Bruce said, I travel all over the country doing my poetry. Some people like it, some I don't know. But anyway, we travel around. My wife and I, we were able to go up to, we got invited, we did the Willow Creek Gathering up in Staveley, Alberta, Canada this year. And then spent 2 weeks going through the Banff National Park. We rode horseback up in the Canadian Rockies and worked our way out to the west coast of Vancouver. And I'll tell you, it may not be heaven, but it's near enough. It's a beautiful country up there. Anyway, I am so glad to be back here. This is my favorite place. This is like coming home for me. Absolutely. I actually bought my first whole house right around the corner here in 1968, down the street, and paid $22,500 for it. I know that hurts. Okay. And, not quite. Didn't have a garage when I built one. Anyway, it is so good to be back. And I had this set all planned. I was going to do 3 poems, and I was going to start with one of my new ones, but, I was so moved by some of Steve's poetry. I just love it. Thank you, Steve. That I thought I would share with you this at first, so I'm going to try to get through it, because I haven't done it for a long time. The very first cowboy poem I ever wrote. And I did it here the first year I was here. That was 4 years ago. This is my 4th year. And I wrote it. I had this horse. I call her my forever horse. And I had rescued her. I had her about 10, 12 years. And she had Cushing's, so we finally had to put her down. And I went home about 2 hours after I put her down, and I wrote this poem. And I'd like to share it with you now. It's called Wanda Jean and Me. It says, we just kind of found each other, me and Wanda Jean. We was both a little lost, and I reckon we was both just a little mean. We was both a little barn sour, been pinned up way too long. And without no real direction, a critter can just go wrong. Like the very first time I saddled her up, and she jerked me to the ground. And the second time, well, I held my own until she'd settled down. We'd both been down some pretty rough trail, old Wanda Jean and me. But it weren't long before we figured out that, well, we was meant to be. So we'd cross them creeks and climb them hills just to see the other side. And we'd gaze upon what God had made and be filled with humble pride. Or we'd ride them trails from dawn to dusk, and chase some cows along the way, and then bunk beneath a twisted tree until the night became the day. And I'd sit there by the fire and I'd tell her about my dreams, the ones that would never happen, all the broken dreams. And she just kept eating that fresh green grass, and she'd whinny now and then, with big brown eyes a shining bright. That old girl was my best friend. Well, as the years went by, we rested more, and her trot had slowed way down. And I swear I think them stirrups was getting further from the ground. She was getting a little long in the tooth, and my hair was a turning gray. But we both still had a few trails left until we called it a day. In time, we covered flatter ground, and her flanks was a-getting thin. And I'd rub her ears and reminisce about the places that we'd been, about the sunsets on the mountain, and all the beauty that we'd seen. We had ourselves a time, me and Wanda Jean. She closed her eyes for the very last time beneath that twisted tree. Many a day it shaded us, Wanda Jean and me. And I laid down by the fire, and I drifted off to sleep. And I dreamt of all them times we had, and all the memories I'd keep. And I saw us riding down the trail. And we were young, and strong, and free. And I know we'll ride a win one day, Wanda Jean and Me. Thank you very much.